The core energies for you today, Gemini, are the energy is gaining momentum and obstacles are detours in the right direction. We see that what you are experiencing right now could be a moment of stillness, a moment in which you feel as though things are not going your way and that you have more setbacks than progress. Now, we see with the first card that although it might not feel that way right now, things are about to change. The energy is going to change. The overall rhythm of the situation is gaining speed and momentum, as I see right there. Now, this hammer card is also very important because it's first of all talking about a task, something that you had to keep doing, even though you don't see it producing any results, okay? Even in those moments, especially considering these cards right here, you'll have to tell yourself, I got this. I got this. Even though I don't see anything happening here, I'll keep going, keep my main goal in mind, because I know that eventually things are going to turn out. And as long as you do that, Gemini, from what I see here, things are about to change and you're going to finally see those results that you have been waiting for, okay? We'll see what this is about when we clarify, obviously. Now, life on Earth and Commander. Listen, what I see right here is that you might have to just get out of your head, because when you are in this state of mind, it's very easy for obstacles to become bigger, to become just impossible to overcome. Whereas right here with life on Earth, you are invited to be very grounded about things right now and not get in your head. As you see, this person right here is fighting something within themselves, and you need to take charge of that. As long as you'll do that, you'll start seeing things happening, okay? And yes, there have been obstacles. I mean, this is not all in your head. Let's be clear about that. But sometimes those obstacles are just elements that help you getting where you want to be even faster or with a better overall outcome at the end. Sometimes what hasn't worked out for you has really worked out for you. And this is what I'm seeing, in fact, right here. There are things that are about to come to light, things that you're going to find out. And when these elements will be revealed to you, it will be time for you to make a quick decision, to be flexible from what I see here, adapt, change, and we'll see what this is about, okay? This is the overall core energy. Let's start unpacking it and let's see what this is about. I do see with this main energy, which is the Five of Swords, that this has really not been an easy situation. And especially lately, there is something about this that talks about major conflict. It's as if things not only have not progressed, but they have regressed. There is something here that has not turned out as you were hoping to, but also it has ended up putting you in a worse situation than you were when you first started this journey. What I see here is somebody who wants to win at all costs, someone who brings a lot of unnecessary stress and tension and conflict within the situation. And so it creates a lot of arguments. And maybe, you know, right here, somebody showed you that they were not right for you, Gemini. What I get from this card is a clear message that says, listen, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Do not try to, like with that hammer right there, to keep working on this. Keep repeating that pattern where you see what's wrong, but you ignore it, okay? So we're starting to see more in the situation, and it's very important for you to be honest with yourself first before expecting honesty from other people, okay? Please, that is imperative right now. Now, 10 of Cups, 4 of Cups. We see right here that this was very, very emotional to you, but also I can't help but feeling that this 10 of Cups is something that you thought you had, but that eventually you realize you didn't have the time, but something that it's still in the cards for you. That happiness, that harmony that you felt back then, and then eventually you realize it wasn't really there, is still on the way for you. Emotional stability, security. I feel that whether it's happening with this person or with somebody new, this is still very much there. And you absolutely deserve it. You know, I say that you deserve it because sometimes we start to settle. We start to compromise because we think to ourselves, you know, yeah, I could push this person away, of course. I could create that boundary. But eventually, just like always, I'll end up alone. Yes, I'm fighting for myself, but I always look around and eventually I push away all these people because they're not good. I mean, so maybe I should start accepting certain things. I should start saying yes when instead I want to say no. I should change myself. But that's a very dangerous path to walk down too, Gemini, because eventually you'll get to a point where, yeah, you might have someone around you, but is that making you feel better? It's really true that it's better to be alone than feeling lonely with somebody who's by your side, but who's not good for you. And so the more I look into this energy, especially with this 4 of Cups, the more I see you settling in the past, at least. And so I don't want to blame you for the outcome of the situation, but it's important for you to look inside and see what maybe you have allowed yourself to get into at times because of whatever reason: loneliness, fear, insecurity. You need to start seeing yourself as someone who truly deserves everything. Because if you don't do that, then you're not going to get what you really deserve. I know that it sounds very poetic or very abstract, but it's really not. Because when you believe that you deserve the best, your focus, your attention will just go to people who reflect that energy back to you. And so those are the people, situations, opportunities that will surround yourself. Whereas instead, if you think that you just deserve the people who play games, who treat you like this, these are the people you're going to find because that's where your light shines onto. That's where you focus. And it's time to stop that, Gemini. It's really time. It's time to put an end to that painful cycle, which has impacted you more than you know. And I say this because I feel that some of you have had this period in your life where you really bury the wounds as if something has never happened. You might look back at what has happened in the past with this person, with somebody else, painful things, and you laugh at it. Like, yeah, that person cheated, that person betrayed me, that person stole money from me, whatever that was. And you're almost thinking, you know what, it's life. No, no, don't normalize those type of behaviors in your life, okay? Otherwise, you'll start expecting them and you'll start inviting them in. That is the main issue that I see here, Gemini. And trust me, I mean, at some point we'll look into what's going on the other end as well. But the most important thing, and the thing that you can control, is what you do, is what you think about, and what you allow to happen. As I always say, and especially with the 10 of Swords, we see it. Nothing is permanent, and negative things in life are only as permanent as we allow them to be. So it's very important for you to gain control, the commander, over that, so that you can finally get to this new beginning, which is right there. We'll clarify the Ace of Cups, but it's clear. absolutely clear that something is behind the door knocking. But again, you haven't been focused on that. So you cannot even hear the sound. There is something or someone here who's trying to come in. And I do believe that you know about them, You're going to find out their real feelings. You're going to find out what's really going on here. And this has been hidden from you. Mainly because you were not ready to receive it. But I do believe that with this Ace of Cups, we have a new emotional awakening, new romance. I don't believe so far that this has anything to do with what we talked about with this person, with what you're trying to disconnect from. No, because the Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning without any baggage, without any wound. Loving someone as if you've never been hurt before. And this is the moment where the past will have no more power over the present moment, okay? But again, the Ace of Cups reminds you, this can come in only if you know that you're enough. Only if you know that you're complete, that you are whole, and that you are exactly who you're supposed to be. This will make you ready to love again and to receive whatever is coming in right here, which sounds very, very beautiful. And so, Gemini, your main message today is let go of what you need to let go. Stop giving chances. Stop holding on to thoughts from the past, hurt, pain. Forgive and forget. Forgive because that's the only way you can really disconnect from something that has hurt you, okay? If you keep hoping to see revenge or to see things changing, to see the other person understanding they made a mistake, you know what? That puts you in a waiting room where you're waiting for them to realize things. In the meantime, your life is passing you by. Opportunities, chances. And so get out of that waiting room. Get out there again. Understand that you are absolutely amazing. And understand that you deserve more. And more is coming towards you. Now, let's get to part 2 of the reading, where we are going to take a look at what the hell is going on the other end. If there is anything, obviously, that you should know right now that could help you right now, letting go of this pattern, okay? Also, we're going to take a look at what's coming ahead. What's this Ace of Cups? Where it's coming from? How it's going to evolve in the future? Let's also take a look at what you don't see coming in the next few months, together with messages from your future self. If you want to watch part 2 of the video, you can find the link down below in the description box, okay? Also, if you need a personal reading with me, don't forget that every Monday morning and every Wednesday morning, I select people who have watched part 2 of the video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live, 45-minute reading. You can find more details in the description below. Now, stay tuned for the upcoming preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to part 2 of the reading, Gemini. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the upcoming events is the Ace of Wands. And you know it, we have 2 aces. We have that brand new beginning. And what I love about this is that not only this is something that it's going to make you feel very emotional, but it's also something that brings in a lot of passion. It's as if you have been dormant. It's as if right here, you have been sleeping. Your energy has been sleeping. And when this comes in, there is that thirst for this passion, this love. It's going to wake you up. It's going to be an awakening on so many levels. And the more I look into this, I do know that you are aware of this person. There is something right here that feels very familiar. And that's why the excitement. Because it's as if, let me tell you, it's as if you have been pointing to the stars, or you being aware that the stars are up there, but you think, ah, that's unreachable. That's impossible. I could never do that. I could never be there with this person in this connection. And so you were settling for something that was absolutely not good enough for you, just because you thought you could never get up here. And this instead is coming up. And once you realize your potential and how much love, real love, pure love is there, you look back at this and just laugh. Just feeling like that had power over me. That's impossible. I mean, that's impossible. But it's obviously, it did happen. So it's very important for you to go through this transition and not trying to ignore it. Because if instead you get stuck on these old patterns, trust me, this is not going to come in, or better, it might come in, but you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it because you're going to think that's too good to be true. So no, thank you. I already had my share of pain and disappointments. You see how important your mindset is right now, but always. It's always that way. Now, before moving on to what is coming up here, let me just take a look at what you're leaving behind. Only if there are messages that are important for you right now to know, messages that will help you through this transition, okay? What is going on the other end? What did you get wrong? What did you overlook? Let's look into the other person's energy. All right, the Tower, Seven of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. This is this person's energy, personality is so clear and so not what you deserve. And the reason why I say that, Gemini, it's because the first thing that we see here